Hello everybody, the topic on which I'll be discussing today is the circuit analysis. The first thing what we need to understand is what is the goal of doing circuit analysis. What is the goal of doing circuit analysis? Let's say we are having a circuit, and in this particular circuit we are having 4 nodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this particular circuit is having 8 branches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now we are having 4 nodes and 8 branches. So the goal of the circuit analysis is to have the voltage and current of voltage and current of 8 branches. Okay, we need to have all the voltage and currents in those 8 branches. Now if I say that we are having a circuit with n nodes and b branches, then we will be having b voltage values and b numbers of current values for b branches. So we with the circuit analysis we are our goal is to get 2b parameters. And how to get those 2b parameters? From KCL, KVL and VI characteristics of the branch elements. Okay, so this is 3 tools which we are having to get 2b parameters, and for getting 2b parameters we need 2b equations, and these 2b equations will be coming from this KVL, KCL and VI characteristics of the elements. Okay, so here if we are having this particular network, and in this particular network if we say if we see that there are 4 nodes, okay, and 8 branches, let us define different currents in these different branches. Okay, so let's say this is I1, this is I2, this is I3, this is I4, this is I5, this one is I6, this one is I7, one second, this one is I7, and here it is I8. Now if I write all the KCL equation of this particular node with a sign convention that whenever the current is leaving the node, then we will be putting that positive, and whenever the current is entering the node, that will be negative. So in the equation 1, that is in the node 1, the current equation will be I1 plus I6 plus I2 plus I8 is equals to 0. Okay, next we will be putting the current or KCL at node 2. If I write the equation at node 2, then we can say I7 and I3 is positive and I6 is negative. So minus I6 plus I7 plus I3 is equals to 0, and node 3, if I write down the node 3, then minus I8 minus I7 plus I sorry 4 plus I4 plus I5 is equals to 0. Okay, at note 4, if I write all the equation, then it will be minus I1 minus I2 minus I3 minus I4 minus I5 equals to 0. Now if I add equation 1, 2 and 3, if I add equation 1, 2 and 3, what we get? You can see this one cancelled out, this one cancelled out, this one gets cancelled out. So from 1 to 3, if we adding, then we get I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 plus I5, which is equals to 0. So this is nothing but the equation of 4. So from 4 nodes, we are actually getting 4 minus 1 KCL equations. Okay, so if we say that if a circuit is having n nodes, if a circuit is having n nodes, then using KCL we will be having equations n minus 1 numbers. So 1 numbers of independent KCL equations will be derived. Okay, from n nodes we will be having n minus 1 number of KCL equations. Okay, but you can see that still to get 2b parameters, sorry, 2b equations or 2b parameters for b branches, we need 2b equations. So what is the other remaining numbers of equations? 2b minus n plus 1 equation still to get. So what are the other tools we are having? KVL and the VI characteristics of the elements. Okay, now if I see that from VI characteristics we will be getting another b numbers of equations. So from KCL we are getting n minus 1, from VI characteristics we are getting b equations. Okay, so total numbers of equation as of now we are getting from KCL and VI is b plus n minus 1. Okay, the total required number is 2b, we are getting b plus n minus 1. So from KVL, how much equation we need to get is b minus n plus 1. Okay, so in our example it is having 8 branches, 4 nodes, so 5 equation has to be there from KVL. Okay, now how to know that we will be getting 5 independent equations from KVL. So let us draw the circuit, let us draw the branches only. Okay, I am drawing the circuit again, but instead of any elements I will be writing, I will be drawing only straight through joints. Okay, so this is the circuit which we have drawn initially. This is the circuit. Give the numbers to the branches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and give the node numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, to know that how many numbers of independent KVL equation we will be getting from this particular circuit, we need to analyze, we need to know what is tree, and we need to know what is loop, independent loop. Okay, we need to know what is independent loops. So first we need to understand what is tree. First need to understand what is tree. So tree is nothing but a branch which is having or which is connecting all the nodes and not forming any kind of loop. So let us point it out different nodes here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this particular circuit we are having 4 nodes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we have to do for getting a particular tree, we have to connect all those nodes as per those branches, but we have to ensure that it does not make any kind of loop. So if I go like this, if I connect this point, this branch here, then connect this point, this branch, and then connect this point, this branch, it becomes, or it is making one tree. This is one tree. Here you can see it is open, no closed loop is there, no closed loop is there. Okay, similarly 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So similarly, if I draw like this, let's say if I draw like this, let's say this one, this branch, okay, then this branch, this one, and then this branch, this one. Here also it is tree. Okay, now we are forming one tree. Now connecting all other branches in this particular tree, we have to find out how many open loops, how many open loops and how many independent loops we are having. So let us draw the circuit again. So this one is the circuit. Give the branch nomenclature. This is 1, this is 2, this is 4, 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8. Then give the node nomenclature 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's draw a certain tree. Okay, I am drawing a certain tree here. This one, this one, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is branch number 2, this one is branch number 6, this one is branch number 7. Now we will be connecting all other existing branches and we will see how many loops it is forming. So first 2, 3, 7, first branch number 1, this one. So we are having loop 1. Then we'll be connecting branch number 2 is already there, branch number 3. So if I draw this branch number 3, we are getting this particular loop. So we are having 2 loops. Then let's say we will be connecting branch number 4 here. Okay, we will be getting this independent loop. So here it is, number of loops are 3. Then we will be connecting 5. Okay, then we will get this total loop. So we are having 4 loops. Then we will be connecting 6 is already connected, 7 is already connected, then last 8. Okay, in that particular case we will be having this independent loop. So total 5 independent loops we are getting. Okay, so from this particular picture we can say it is having 4 nodes, 8 branches, and we are getting b minus n plus 1, that is 8 minus 4 plus 1, which is 5 numbers of independent loops. 5 numbers of independent loops. If we are getting 5 numbers of independent loops, then we will be getting 5 independent KVL equation. So if I start from the beginning, from n loop circuit and b branches, sorry, n node and b branches, the KCL equation which we are getting n minus 1, KVL equation which we are getting b minus n plus 1, and from VI characteristics of each branch we are getting b equations. Okay, so if I sum all those, then we will be getting 2b numbers of equation, 2b numbers of equation for getting 2b parameters. Okay, so from circuit analysis we can say that we are getting, we are using KVL, KCL and VI characteristics for getting all the branch voltage and current, all branch voltage and current, and for that we are using KVL and KCL. For that KCL, KVL and VI characteristics, and we are getting 2 numbers of equations. Okay, so I hope it is clear that what is the main reason of using circuit analysis, what is the main goal of circuit analysis. Thanks